specialists come off the bench and do special things, that's when you're able to get a win like this. When the other role players, LeBron, AR,
what does Shaq call you? Others?
Others. Yeah, others. I call them specialists.
Specialists.
We're specialists.
I like that.
So
good enough.
We got to take a lot of stuff.
Anytime you shoot 39% and win a game, you have to say, okay, we grounded out. I mean, that's a quality win against a very, very good Western Conference team. And look, as you mentioned, Rob, where's this team without Dorian Finney-Smith and without Gabe Vincent? We've been kind of harping on the Laker bench. They were tied for 28th in scoring coming into tonight. Those two absolutely won the game for the Lakers. No way the Lakers win without even one of those guys, much less both those guys. And a little comfort now, Geet, for that fourth place. They can breathe a little bit. They're up 2 games with 7 to go.
Yeah, that's nice. Let's go back downtown. Dorian Finney-Smith is with Mike Trudell.
All right, Dodo, I want to start in a place I don't know if I've ever done a walk-off, which is an inbounds pass. All right, something that was key, though, in this one. You had to get it in. They called timeout to get to that spot. What are you going through? What are you looking for before eventually you throw it to LeBron?
First, I'm just going down my reads, look at Gabe, look at Luka, and then Bron is the outlet. I know he's posting up at the free throw line. Tom is athletic, so I was a little scared, but, Bron did a good job of sealing them off.
All right, so then on the other end of the court, LeBron makes a big block, and then you eventually get a big defensive rebound. So you guys did a lot of those, I don't want to call them little things, but made a lot of key plays like that to secure a victory.
Man, it's a great team win, man. Coach told us me and Gabe was going to have a bunch of looks because they packed the paint, and, them guys did a good job of finding us.
Well, you're right. You did get a lot of looks, but you guys knocked them down. 12 combined threes off the bench. How much confidence does that give you as you compliment the players that are creating those advantages?
It feels good, man. We just got to keep it going. Down the stretch, all these games are important. So I'm just trying to do my job, and that's shoot the ball with confidence and live with the result.
All right, so plus-minus leader again on your team. I always keep track for you. Not that you're caring about that. You just want to get the victories. How comfortable and how happy are you to be here in the purple and gold?
I'm just happy we're getting the win, man. We're playing some meaningful basketball. Just try to come in and give my energy, and I'm happy we got the win.
All right, thanks, Dodo.
Appreciate you.
That was Dorian Finney-Smith. Excited to be a Laker, as Mike keeps reminding him. They combined, Gaucho, Gabe, and Doe combined for 40 points. They make 12 threes, 6 apiece, big game. They were 12 for 27. Pretty amazing. That was from the field. They are 12-24, 50% from 3. What a night for these two guys, and they got rewarded with the minutes. They were in there at the end. Dorian Finney-Smith with 32 minutes, Gabe with 23. And Gabe, was your shot. What a performance.
Yeah, both of these guys, did a good job. And, you look at Dorian Finney-Smith, also had 6 rebounds. 6 rebounds, 1 offensive. Gabe had 2 offensive rebounds. So those are 2 extra possessions. Not only did they score, but they did all the other things that they usually do on both ends, defensively, getting extra possessions. And the Lakers are going to need that, a steady bench. I've seen the progression with both Smith and especially Gabe. He's starting to really show what he can do every night. And, when he's hitting the 3 and when he's knocking it down consistently, he's another threat on the floor. He's, not a bigger threat as Austin is. He doesn't handle the ball as much, but as far as that shot right there, that's been a big uplift in his game coming off the bench, along with his good defense.
I think we didn't really get to see a true Gabe last season because of the injuries.
No doubt.
And I think now with the addition of Luka and the way AR is playing, he's like, you know what? I ain't got to handle the ball. I can just play defense, run to a spot, shoot spot-up jumpers. It was almost like what he did in Miami with all the other guys penetrating and kicking them. He didn't have a lot of pressure on him. He just needed to be a spot-up shooter. And he's excelling right now at this position. Because you think about in the last maybe 20 games, he's been shooting the lights out. He had maybe 1 game here or there, but his stroke from 3 has been large, as Stu would say.
When you're the Lakers and you're so far over the salary cap every single year, you have to spend your free agent money wisely. So when they signed Gabe to a 3-year, almost $40 million deal a couple summers ago, you're like, okay, this is a good deal, pretty good value. He didn't produce last year, and I think it hurt them a little bit. You know who was really upset about it? Gabe Vincent. Because he wanted to show that, hey, I'm coming back to California, whereas you alluded to, Geet, a UC Santa Barbara guy. He wanted to put on a good show. His knee wouldn't let him. And fast forward to this year, he got off to a slow start, James. Not a great October, November for him. He's had a really good last few months. Really impressed by his game. And, hey, good contract. The contract looks much, much better now.
Yeah, real happy for Gabe and for Doe. I do want to mention a big part of this game with Jackson Hayes only playing 14 minutes and them having to go small ball and LeBron at that 5. LeBron guarding Şengün did a really nice job. His rebounding, LeBron had 8 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Pretty important part of this game, Rob.
Yeah, we said that earlier. You know, we were talking before the game. It was like, who can guard him? I said, put LeBron on.
LeBron's going to be the best guy.
He's going to be
yes.
the best guy because he can match strength. And sometimes I think we forget LeBron like 6'9", 6'10", 6'10", depending on what shoes he's wearing. And so he can contend with Şengün. And Şengün is one of those guys, he's not above the rim type guy. Everything he does is below the rim. He might dunk every now and then, but he's an extremely good passer. He's a pivot guy. He's very fundamentally sound like a lot of European players. But tonight, LeBron held him in check.
It's almost like asking your 95-year-old grandfather to come and fight for you after school. You know what I mean? You got the oldest guy on the team. You're going to ask him, of all people, to be the stopper of a center that's got that kind of strength and footwork. LeBron has the mass, and that's what they needed. I don't think, he could have bumped Hayes around or anybody else, but LeBron has that mass at 6'9", 270, whatever. You cannot bump him off his spot. So Şengün needs that bump. He needs to bump you away in order for him to get his little moves. But LeBron was not giving up any ground. So he had that to deal with, as well as on the other end of, hitting big shots and making sure. But defensively, at 40, it's just crazy that he's still doing what he does on both ends.
2 clutch free throws also.
Yeah, good point.
All right, let's go back to crypto. JJ Redick speaking with the media.
Coach, I know obviously it's just a couple of games here where the rhythm's kind of been found, but do you feel like now that you have the whole team kind of together and you're able to stack these wins against these top teams, that the team's kind of unlocking something, figuring it out together?
Yeah, I wouldn't say a rhythm. I mean, those are 2 very different games. I think the competitive spirit and togetherness, we had to play really hard tonight to put ourselves in a position to win the basketball game. We set a season high for catch and shoot threes with 29. A lot of those were uncontested. We were 2 for 16 on uncontested threes in the first half. I feel like, we left a lot on the table, and they did a really good job, I thought, of not allowing us at times to get the matchups that we wanted with some of their scrams. They have a great defense. They communicate well. They're big. They're athletic. They're strong. But we weathered some missed shots, did a good job of taking care of the basketball, limited them to 13 fast break points and 10 second chance points, made them play in the half court. Our guys really competed on that. They left everything on, they emptied the tank. They emptied the tank on the defensive end. It was fantastic.
JJ, Houston played some huge lineups, and I think you were small for a pretty good portion. What allowed those units to have success, and what's the key when you're in those formations against a team like that?
Well, defensively, it's just packing the paint and getting rebound. I think we did that tonight. LeBron 8 rebounds, Austin 8 rebounds, Luka 6 rebounds, Doe 6 rebounds, Gabe 4 rebounds, Vando 6 rebounds. That's how we have to control the glass is by committee. This was very explicit. If you're on Şengün and Adams, you're not going to get the rebound. Your job is to box out. It's somebody else's job to come in, tip the ball to a teammate, or grab the rebound. We were great with that tonight.
When we were in Memphis, you told us that you liked the way that the team kept going to Dorian on the 3-point line, even though he was missing some, and he hit a big one tonight. His best game offensively as a Laker. Have you had to coach him up to be able to keep shooting? For him, it's probably feels strange to shoot 11 threes when you have Austin and LeBron and Luka as teammates. Yeah. But do you have to kind of unlock that in him?
They should have been 14. He should have shot 14. He passed up 3. I think his teammates have a ton of confidence in him. We as a coaching staff have a ton of confidence. He needs gentle reminders sometimes to keep shooting. And particularly, look, the type of shots that he gets, whether that's a corner 3 or a pick and pop versus a 5, they're open shots. We're not going to get a better shot. He has to be willing to unload the clip every night.
JJ, I know you kind of already touched on it, but it felt like they were really making a point to get the big 3, like the ball out of their hands and into everyone else's hands. And you could tell that kind of by their field goal attempts. How did you feel like you guys handled that? And is this kind of like a reference point for the playoffs when you're playing teams that are probably going to try and do the same thing?
Yeah, I think, Houston, they have the personnel to do that. Our 3 guys that are our primary creators and shot takers, I thought just did a good job of being patient and taking what was there. And if they wanted the ball to find Gabe and Dorian, I think those guys responded well. They shot 12 for 24 from 3. Again, it's just the willingness to take shots. And it wasn't just the 2 of them. Rui missed 5 threes that were open. Like we generated good stuff. It was very obvious that, they were trying to take away Jackson's roles. They were loading LeBron. They were loading to AR. They were trying to not allow us to score in the paint. And then, with their 5s, just they never went to a switch, never to a red. So it was just all pick and pop. And again, we want those guys taking those shots if they're there.
All right, we got Lakers back at home, the new big 3, looking for a big win against the red-hot Houston Rockets. They've won 12 of 13, but the Lakers have run 10 in a row against the West at home. Luka gets the and one. He completes the 3-point play. 4-3 Rockets. Following the and one, Dylan Brooks hits a 3-pointer. Jalen Green with the assist. Later in the first, LeBron fadeaway jumper over Brooks. Next Laker possession, James. It's Dorian Finney-Smith, a sign of things to come.
Yeah, he was key, man. You left him in this game. He had some really nice looks, and he took advantage of it. 20 points for Dodo.
Let's do a little defense to offense here. LeBron blocked from behind against Amen Thompson's dunk attempt. Luka gets the rebound, coast to coast, Rob, finishing.
Yeah, this is one of those plays we were talking to, like, put it up top with Dodo. But you know what? Get the block from LeBron, off to the races with Luka. One-man show.
Freddie VanVleet, deep 3 over Jackson Hayes. That would be his only 3. I believe he was 1 for 7.
1 for 7.
1 minute to go. Good Laker ball movement here. Dorian Finney-Smith knocks down a 3-pointer again. That's his second. Lakers would only score 16 in the first quarter. They'd be down 3. Şengün.
Me and James is yelling, put it on the glass. Put it on the glass.
Jabari Smith. Couple plays later, Brez. Wasn't how you drew it up, but LeBron, a one-legged, 28-footer. 24-19 Rockets.
It was like a 28-foot floater.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen a shot like this in a long time. Hey, went in.
I ain't never seen a shot like that.
Moments later, it's Jabari Smith with another corner 3-ball. Good.
Remember Jabari Smith's first game? He went up to LeBron.
Went up to LeBron and said, you played against my dad?
You played against my dad. Oh, I did?
Austin Reeves the rebound.
Bully
ball, Rob.
Yes, right. Austin Reeves is really good at using his body. These slow guys are so good at doing that.
Goody gets the rebound. Steals it away. James gets a bucket. 4-point game. 4 minutes into the second quarter.
That's what I love about, Goodwin. He's not a spectator. He follows the ball. He's good at causing turnovers at times. You got to lay up at us.
Gabe, cross court from the corner 3. Luka finds him. He knocks it down. Jalen Green drives. Rob, he only had 9.
Yeah, he was
13.
He was a minus 11 for the team, so he didn't play very well tonight. Good defense by the Lakers on time.
Luka driving, Rob, and 1.
Yeah, Luka is so good at controlling and manipulating the defense, getting them on his back, and then going up and knocking down a shot.
Bros, you got to love this play. Doe into the key. Finds Luka. Quick wraparound pass. Gabe the catch and the hoist.
Yeah, that's just really good team ball. Keep finding the open guy. Keep the defense moving. And Gabe, the corner three. He's really drilling that these days. Fun to watch.
Gaucho Gabe. Came to play. Luka loves going left. Lakers up by 1. Oh, breaking Şengün's ankles. Finding Doe. Big game in the corner. Got it.
Yeah, that's a shake and break.
Oh.
He broke him and then was able to get into the lane and find Dodo. 20 points, Dodo, 6-11 from behind the arc.
We're tied at 48 going into half.
Stick it on.
Jackson Hayes hadn't had a bucket yet. What a way to start off the third quarter, Rob.
Great roll right here. Great screen. Great finish by JH.
51-48 after the free throw. Hayes out to LeBron. Bang. Dylan Brooks hits the step back jumper. 7-0 Rockets run.
Brooks getting a lot of points right now, Gee. How about that
for
fourth
four
quarter?
in the fourth, Brez.
Yeah, yep. Kind of went away.
Brez, Lakers looking to answer, and you know who they go to, DFS.
Dorian Finney-Smith, he told us when he was acquired by the Lakers, the first corner threes, that was an up top one, and that was a nice little spinorama by LeBron. Good footwork against one of his nemesis, I guess, Dylan Brooks.
Big game. This is 6-3 right there for Doe.
Yeah, you
early in the game.
You gotta love the fact that he doesn't hesitate. Good spacing, knocks it down. Now the Lakers get the rebound. Geeter, Luka.
Gabe now in the corner. Yep.
To Gabe.
See,
I got it.
Watch this for me, man. This is the smartest thing he could do. Look, he perfect. I mean, he didn't perfect, but he gathered himself, put it on the floor to get him rhythm. Instead of shooting a long shot like most guys do, he just played basic, smart basketball.
How about the steal off of Amen Thompson by Dorian Finney-Smith ahead to Goodwin? Lakers get their biggest lead of the game, up 6. Now it's 4. Rui.
1 for 6.
Now it's 7. But the Rockets would immediately respond. There's Eason. 82-77, Brez. It's a 5-point lead going into the fourth.
I like Eason.
I know you like this young man, Brez.
Amen Thompson, just a really good young two-way player. 4th pick in the draft a couple years ago, paying a lot of dividends lately.
Gabe. 6th 3-ball. Lakers back up 5. A little back and forth like Jackie Moon right there. Gets into LeBron.
The Tropics.
Rockets on offense. Technical foul by Eason.
Bad call. Don't get a take for that.
No idea why he got that.
It wasn't on Eason. It was on the
He's on the bench.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right. The bench came on the
For
court.
showing a little passion and excitement in the game.
Yeah, coming on the court.
Bad call.
See him up.
Luka ends the drought, guys. That was a 4-minute and 36-second drought there in the middle of the fourth quarter, which we did not enjoy. LeBron to Rui up 5.
When you're shooting 39%, you got to get the easy bucket. LeBron, really hard pass. Good hands by Rui. Pull it in and dunk it.
Nice.
How's that little sidestep?
That's probably
Thompson.
the most athletic guy in the NBA like
He's incredible.
LeBron doesn't get a shot off. Foul on the other end. Lakers are up 2. They're struggling to get the ball in. They've called a couple timeouts. They have no more. Throw it up to your receiver.
Like a little tight
From
end.
Akron, Ohio.
Like a tight end pop pass.
LeBron's going to hit both. And then he's going to come over and absolutely weak side stuffing on Şengün.
You look like Dan Geeter? You on the volleyball.
Yeah, go up there for a quick hit. Boom.
Side out.
Side out.
Like you, Geeter.
Side out, Mama Mike. Luka.
Side out, Luka.
Final score,
You're Luka.
104-98. Lakers go to 46-29.
Impressive.
Dorian Finney-Smith and Gabe and Luka are the big 3 tonight as they all go for 20 points. They combine for 60. Just 39% from the field, but 16 threes plus 18 from 3. The story of the night for the Lakers. Next up, Lakers are taking on the Warriors. That's Thursday night. The game is on TNT at 7 o'clock. Of course, we'll have the pre and the post game for you starting at 6. And then you know what to do after the game. Switch over to us. We appreciate it. We'll have all your highlights and reaction, and you like us, so hopefully you'll come over here. Much needed win for the Lakers at home. Luka Doncic with 20 points and 9 dimes. We'll hear from the Dawn next. It's Doe. Ball's moving around, and then Luka. Wraparound pass. Gabe. Watch this catch, too. Finish.
Yeah, it started with Dorian Smith neglected to take the shot and driving into the paint. Collapsed the defense. One extra pass to Luka, then Luka with the one extra pass to Gabe, who was hot tonight, 6-13 from behind the arc.
New suit? Okay. 20 points and 9 assists for Luka. He's speaking with Mike in the media.
Hey, Luka, first of all, it looked like you fell a couple times on that elbow. How's that feeling?
Terrible. Terrible. Yeah, but fine in 2 days.
Okay. JJ mentioned clearly, Houston was kind of selling out to prevent the lob to Jackson, certain things with you getting downhill or LeBron and Austin. Did you feel like the patience to get the ball to Dorian, get the ball to Gabe, cut it to your shooters? Is that just how you have to play in that situation?
Yeah, definitely. Just do what the defense give you. They got to give you something at some point. So, once we saw they're doing that, we were just telling those guys to shoot.
And I know you have the confidence from Dorian, going back for years now. Okay, well, fair enough. Your banter aside, with that level, and then how do you feel also just with Gabe and your other teammates now, and how comfortable are you with the rest of the roster as well?
Great, very comfortable. As you saw today we fought really hard. It was a very physical game, and we got to play like this every game. If we play like this on the defensive end, on offense, we didn't do much outside Gabe and Dodo, but we share the ball. We're playing forward with pace, and we just got to play like that.
You like giving Dorian a hard time. You guys go back a ways as teammates, but what's it like trying to get him to shoot as many times as he did tonight? Do you have to encourage him some? And JJ was telling us that the looks he's getting are probably as good as the look you're going to get on the team. Do you have to kind of keep reminding him that please keep shooting?
No, I just told him today, if you don't want to shoot it, I'll shoot it. Honestly, you can ask him. I think he could have shot more. Even he was 3 or 4 times he was open, he didn't want to shoot it. So that's the only thing I told him. And he knows how to tell him.
Do you recognize, though, his maybe reluctance to do that, considering, there is you and LeBron and Austin, like really talented offensive players, and he plays a team style of brand of basketball, like that you understand the why he maybe is not just looking to gun? Yeah,
but he talked in practice when he shoots with me, so I don't see why he don't want to do it in the game. But no, I mean, he's a great player. Those players you need on team. Never complain. Play 48 minutes, play 0. He's never going to say a thing. And he's a fighter, man. Always love him. Always love how he plays, and just happy to be reunited with him.
Luka, JJ said, but with so few games remaining, you guys have started to talk a little bit more about seeding and the playoffs as a group, and that this point of the season is about ramping up for the playoffs and just that urgency. Have you felt that, especially these last couple of games against Memphis and Houston, from you guys?
Yeah, definitely. That was 4th in the West or 5th and 2nd in the West. Those are potential playoff matchups, and we knew what we need to do. So I think that's how we play hard, and that we just went out and wanted to get a win.
Luka, on that note, what do you think it can mean with the group having to go through different ups and downs with close games as of late? What it could mean to you guys for the playoffs with getting ready for that?
What do you mean ups and downs?
Well, just having some close games, Indiana, Chicago tonight.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's so many games. There's always going to be some close games. But, one we closed and one we didn't. So sometimes, they make a half-court shot. There's not a lot you can do. But, those games that you lose like that build you up. And that helps the team, I think.
At this point in the season, how much do you pay attention to the standings and, push for specific seeding, as you guys close the regular season?
A little bit. We talk as a group mostly, but we just got to go game by game. That's what I always say. You can't look forward. You got to go game by game. Every game is a different challenge, so just got to go game by game.
Hey, Luka. We see you cracking jokes, and the chemistry is definitely there on the court. Over the last couple of weeks / month and a half, how has your guys' chemistry grown off the court, especially over all these last couple of road trips?
Well, we didn't do even dinner yet. We had so many games, so we didn't have time for that. But, out the court is great. Everybody, we're joking in the locker room. Then when we need to lock in, we'll lock in. So the chemistry is a great point right now.
Thanks, Luka.
Thank you.
LeBron James and the Lakers even up the series with the Rockets. We'll hear from Bron in the locker room next. A moment of the game. It's Luka putting Şengün onto the floor. Big game, and then firing it over to Doe.
You know what that is right there, Gita?
What you got?
Those are egg rolls right there, brother. Those are egg rolls right there. But I tell you, man, Luka is so great with the basketball. He has these moves that, gets the defense to, commit. Then before you know it, he's in the lane for a layup himself. That time, great pass out for a three.
Real nice. LeBron scored 6 of his 16 in the fourth. He's speaking in the locker room with Allie.
A lot of egg rolls in that shot.
Bron, down the stretch, both sides of the ball, execution-wise, where did you guys take a step forward? Where did you get better tonight?
No, I thought defensively we was very locked in with our game plan and our what we wanted to do. So team that won, I think 13 out of 14. They've been red hot, probably the hottest team in the NBA. And we understood that we had to key in on our keys defensively in order to win the game.
Obviously, no one knows this time of year better than you. JJ mentioned pregame about this team building a playoff mentality. In terms of that being successful heading into the postseason, what will that look like for this team?
Urgency, playing with urgency. We know that we got a lot of playoff experience in this locker room, but we all know that one play here, one play there can be the difference between winning a playoff series or not. So, playing with urgency, playing with physicality, and then holding each other accountable, that's most important.
Are you someone that looks at the standings? Have you done that in the past, and why or why not?
Because it's so close here. This year in particular, it's so close and people are jumping each other, falling behind, whatever the case may be. It's not like I don't do it every day, but, it's talked about pretty much all the time, and you kind of see where you're at. For us, obviously, our mission is to lock in a playoff spot and not have to play in the play-in, so we understand what's at stake.
What was the read off of their inbounds play where Şengün got the ball? I think Austin was on his back. What did you see in terms of
I just read tendencies. I know tendencies a lot of what players like to do, and that was just a read. And AR, did a great job of not just giving them a straight line to the basket. I just tried to cover for my teammate.
The last time I asked about this, you said you weren't trying to worry or look too far ahead, but 6 games back from the groin injury. I guess progress-wise, where are you at in terms of physically and your rhythm and to where you want to be before?
I'm getting better every day. Every game I'm starting to feel a little bit better, after the injury. My wind is getting back a little bit better, besides coming off that last road trip and being under the weather once again. But I'm getting back.
On the fact that you all have gone through some close games, both with wins and losses lately, what do you think that can do to prepare the group for the playoffs?
Just stand even keel. Don't get too high, don't get too low, no matter what's going on throughout the course of the ball game. And win, lose, or draw, if you go out and you have your game plan intact, you try to execute that to 48 minutes, then give yourself a good chance to win every night.
And over the last 22 years, you've seen it all from fans, but there's one new trend going on, all those LeBron songs. I'm just curious if you've seen them. Yeah,
it's almost impossible, but my youngest son, Bryce, actually showed me one. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. And we got a good laugh out of it, but there's quite a few out there, for sure.
Was it the choir?
No, it wasn't the Baylor choir. I seen that one. I saw that one. It was, I don't know which one in particular it was, but my son and they all on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, so they showed me.
Bron, your podcast, Mind the Game, is coming back tomorrow. new co-host, obviously, Steve Nash. What made you decide it was important to bring it back, and why Steve?
Just about the essence of the game. I want to continue to push the narrative of why we all fall in love with the game and the intricate parts of the game, and what made us, believe and fall in love with all the great things that this game has brought to all of us. So, I had a great mind, a partner last year, partner again as my head coach. And now I got a great partnership across from now and the great mind of Steve Nash. So it's going to be super exciting. It's going to be pretty much just picking back up what we kind of left off from last year, just speak about the essence of the game, and why we kind of all fell in love with it from nostalgic era to who you loved, things that you love to do, what you love about the game, the intricate parts about the game, what makes it so competitive, what makes it so great, what makes every era great in their era to where we are now today. So, and also giving people the insight of, real basketball knowledge, so I think it'd be a breath of fresh air for everybody.
Thanks, LJ.
For sure.
All right, time for big shots. Breakdown.
You know what? This is probably the best breakdown I ever had to break down. You want to know why?
On the wall, then. Why?
Because I'm talking about the specialists. I told you about the specialists. It's not role players. The good ones are called specialists. Right here, we're going to show you a few specialists right here. We talking about Vincent and Dorian Finney-Smith. Right here, you get a good run by Dorian. Everybody's going to go to Luka. He's like a magnet with the ball. Dribble, drive, kick it. Best thing, reset yourself. You ain't got to shoot a shot because you got the ball in your hands. Take your time and shoot the thing, right? Now, this is the best one to me out of the whole bunch. Because why? Because there was very unselfish play right here by a lot of players. Right here, you see Luka, who gives the pass, DFS. DFS, what am I going to do? Should I shoot it? Should I pass it? Should I shoot it? Should I pass it? I'm going to shoot it. Nope, no, I'm going to pass it. Now, give it back, LeBron, because I'm hot. Knocks down the tray. Great, selfless basketball. Now, of course, Luka has about, this is kind of what they ran all night. Kind of screened by Dorian. Dorian, now he pops. Now look, I'm wide open. What you waiting on, Luka? Give me the rock. What you waiting on? But the best thing about that, he kept following Luka, standing in his vision, got right there to his spot, knocked down three. That's the most important thing. Stay in the passer's vision so they make it easy. Right here, we get a different guy setting. You got Vando that sets the pick. Now look, Gabe, pass out here, man. I'm hot. Splash. The best thing about all these guys, I don't know if y'all noticed, where did they shoot the ball from, James? Right up here. They wasn't 5 to 6 feet behind the line trying to show everybody how deep they can shoot the ball. It was good. I'm sorry. It was great shots. It was great shots. And that's what it's all about. When it comes playoff time, you can't take good shots. You got to take great shots.
You're special, man.
Yeah, they're specialists, man.
You are too.
Thank you.
Great breakdown. The game, you want to weigh in on the threes or?
Nah, it's a great breakdown. They are specialists.
I saw you playing the bass over
there. They
there.
are specialists, but they will be on the Impactors list.
Oh, both of them probably. All right, Gabe Vincent with 6 triples. The Gaucho was on fire tonight. We'll hear from him next. Back-to-back games with these 15 points.
Cup right here.
Off the bench for Gabe Vincent. He's with Allie.
Gabe, just from the game between the lines to just the atmosphere, how would you describe the win tonight?
Just competitive. We had to get a little gritty at times. We had to really lock in defensively. It was a great test for us at this time of the year.
What did you think about the execution on both ends of the floor down the stretch?
I think it was great. I think we had to really compete and get some stops, and we were able to do that. And then we had to execute on the offensive end, whether it was running the set or getting the ball in, and we were able to execute.
They scored like 148 last night. You guys hold them under 100. What does it say about your ability to kind of focus on the task at hand and whatever the coach said asks you to do defensively, if you're able to do it?
Yeah, I think that was just what was required tonight. They were low scoring as well. It was a very defensive minded game, and we just had to continue to fight. You like this one? I appreciate it. Trying to be like you, man.
JJ mentioned pregame that you guys are trying to build a playoff mentality. How have you seen that show itself between the Memphis win and tonight?
Just value in each possession. Everything matters when you get to the offs. You can't take plays off. So I think we saw moments of that here tonight as well, and we're just trying to continue to build that, especially down this last stretch.
How much you watching the standings night tonight?
Me personally, or just in general?
I meant more like as a team.
I think it's more so we're just aware of it. I wouldn't say we walk in the building and we have it posted on the wall by any means. We understand what's at stake. We understand what we got to do, and we're just trying to take one game at a time.
What about you personally?
one game at a time. I could give a damn about the standings as long as we top 6. That's just me, though.
Gabe, in terms of what's the mindset required when you play off of ball dominant players to know like some nights you might get 14 threes and some nights it might be 2. Like how do you have to kind of handle that?
I think you just go out there and compete. You keep winning the most important thing. You trust them to make the right reads, whatever it may be, and you just be ready to impact the game the best way you can.
Not everybody's been to the finals.
So, I mean, we almost lost to the 10 in the finals, so that was a crazy run. Yeah,
Thanks.
We good. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Gabe.
Gaucho Gabe, in his last 2 games, big game, getting it done with 10 threes, 10 for 19, averaging.
Yep.
17 and a half.
Healthy, happy,
nice.
and getting minutes.
Lakers got bug naked wide open threes tonight. Dodo with 20 points in the win. We'll hear from him next. Big games, Impactors. There they are. Big game. Zoo.
Yeah, 2 of them.
You got 2 Lakers on there for you.
Yeah, I was a big fan of Zubac when he was here. I mean, I kind of hated to see him go. He's a good, strong, traditional center, but the 2 on the end there, Dorian Finney-Smith, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 3 blocks, Peter.
Yeah.
And then Gabe Vincent with 4 rebounds and hit some threes. So Ware, young and upcoming player, plus 24. It's pretty good.
Let's go back inside the Laker locker room. Dorian Finney-Smith, the media.
Dorian, what are the keys when you guys are playing small more often and you're having to defend up for a whole game? And what are the kind of main points of emphasis from the coaches, and how did you guys execute tonight?
When we go small, the main emphasis is boxing out. Obviously, we small, but everybody, but maybe Gabe or AR is 6'5" and under. Everybody else 6'5" and up, but. No disrespect to AR. I don't know how tall he is.
6'5", yeah.
Yeah, he's 6'5", yeah. But, and then make a decision, put him in pick and roll and pop and just make the best read.
You were getting a lot of open looks on that pick and pop. What's it can be kind of a simple play, but what are the subtleties to it? What angles are you looking for, and how have you grown there?
Just if the big guard, me or Rui, we just put him in action. And tonight they was guarding me, so I got the shots. And I think last time we played him, he was guarding Rui, and Rui got the shot. So it depends on whatever the big gonna guard.
Luka told us that his advice to you, or I guess demand to you, is that, hey, if you're not going to shoot him, I'll shoot him instead.
Yeah, he kept telling me that.
Do you, because of the way you play, very team-oriented style game, yes, does that encouragement help? Because it's not maybe your nature to take 10-plus threes a game.
For sure. Especially, I'm always want to make the right read. So if I see somebody running at me, I'm going to make the swing. Like, bro, you hot player. Shoot the ball, So, it feels good when, guys like him and Brian telling me to shoot. It could be the other way around.
Even with that encouragement, it's still, I don't know, I can't think of a better word than disorienting when you do look at the box score when you're seeing.
I see people running at me and I'm, I want to make the swing or, I think for instance, we got a good look from Goody, but again, looking like, bro, you just hit, you made 5 threes. What are you doing? So it's one of those, if it go in, yeah, but if you don't shoot it, they mad because you hot player. So, I'm just happy they just kept finding me though.
As a veteran, how much do you follow the standings this late in the season?
Everybody paying attention. Let's be honest. Come on, man. Everybody looking at the standings. We don't want to be in the play-in, so every game matters.
All right, Brez, take us through the Western Conference standings, my friend.
I love how refreshing he is. He's like, yeah, we all look at the standings.
Yeah. Most honest guy ever, right?
Even though 2 minutes earlier, Gabe Vincent's like, well, we don't really look at it. Let's check him out. Great news for the Lakers. Guys, they have not hosted a playoff series in the great city of Los Angeles since 2012. Tonight is another good step towards that direction. Of course, they were in the bubble. They were the top seed. They hosted a few series down there in Orlando. Guys, it's been 13 years since they hosted a series. I like their chances. They're 2 games ahead of the Grizz right now. keep in mind, they already earned the tiebreaker with Memphis. So essentially, they're 3 games up on Memphis with 7 left to play. So the standings, very good news for the Lakers right now. You got to be happy if you're a Lakers fan or a Lakers coach or, of course, a Lakers player, because it's looking good right now. As Dodo said, we don't want to be anywhere near the play-in. I think that's a done deal. Now can they seal a top 4 spot and finally host a playoff series here in Los Angeles?
7 more to go. Big one on Thursday night. Yeah. LeBron and the Lakers handle business and take down the Rockets. We'll wrap things up next.
You got
There's no such thing as an impossible obstacle. Roadblocks cannot stop the unstoppable. They said it was improbable. Failure.
Lakers and the Warriors on Thursday night. Rockets were tonight. Lakers won. Game is TNT 7 o'clock. As always, we'll get you started with your pregame coverage beginning at 6. You know what to do. Switch back to us after this.
Warriors were busy last night, Keith. Scored 148 points in San Antonio. The Spurs, obviously a dead team. But I'm eager to see the Jimmy Butler experiment come here to Los Angeles, see what that looks like. They're doing better with him, obviously. Lost a few weird games last week, but 148, that's a pretty big accomplishment no matter how you look at it.
Had a lot of epic games lately with LeBron and Steph, the Lakers and Warriors, but now a little different look for both teams. Should be interesting. The Warriors
Steph's back.
He's back.
Steph's back. Moody, knocking down threes.
Yeah,
There's another one you got to watch out for on the team. Obviously, Butler gets to the line a lot. He's not a big-time three-point shooter. Gets to the free throw line, so that's helped them a lot.
By the way, Warriors are fighting as well. Like, they move into the 5th spot. So now they're no longer, because Memphis is sliding back a little bit, Rob.
Yeah, Memphis is.
Clippers and T-Wolves are charging.
Yeah, Memphis is one of those teams you don't know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates.
Yeah, I got a new coach.
Fire your coach right before the playoffs, man.
It's just a weird situation over there.
Yeah, they're in a strange spot.
Something's going on there. That's weird.
The what?
That's just a weird thing to have happen.
Yeah, it was strange.
Yeah.
Strange.
I mean, the Lakers were fine with it. They were happy.
Yeah, you lost control of the locker room allegedly this late in the season.
Yeah.
The winningest coach in Memphis. Yeah.
Should be a fun one, though, on Thursday. Steph's coming to town. Everyone get ready. It'll be on TNT. We appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Lakers get the win against Houston. Night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Keep on reaching.